That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CriticalX presents Valorant Level Up Series 3 powered by Loco. We are here for the second semi-finals matchup. That's right, we have Reckoning Esports going up against Team T69. One of the amazing matches that we are going to be able to look at in the second semi-finals. Last time I remember, in the first semi-finals that we've had, we did get to see Team Sudesh go up against Galaxy Esports. This was best of three, so we did get to know what happened in the end. We went to deciders. Bind was the map, and we saw Team Sudesh win against Galaxy Esports 13-5. And now we are here with the second semifinals matchup: Reckoning Esports versus Team T69. The fight to see who will be qualified not only for the milestone event but also for the grand finals. The entire prize pool is 50k, of course. So it is on. And Zach, your favorite team, Reckoning Esports, so do you think they will win up against Team 69, or will Team 69 defeat Reckoning Esports?
I mean, of course, I'm gonna say that Reckoning Esports will take this home, but you never know. There might be changes, but I certainly think going by their performance so far, and not just this tournament, but in other games that they've been playing, they're definitely one of the better teams in India right now. So I think that they will definitely be able to perform really well today and beat Team T69. If you look at it historically as well in previous matchups that these teams have had, Reckoning Esports has gotten the better of Team T69 several times. So again, and not just this tournament, but in the VCC tournaments and Team Gauntlet as well. So when you look at the track record, Reckoning Esports has been doing well. So I think that they will definitely be able to prevail in today's matches going into it. So far, both these teams are undefeated. Of course, the fact that they've made it to the semifinals is a testament to that because, unless you have been undefeated, you're not going to be making it here. So, like you mentioned, this is going to be a battle for that last spot for the milestone event as well as the others finalist title. The prize pool for this tournament is not exactly something trivial either. So, if they do want to take that 50,000 home, they will want to try and win this out here. So, this is going to be best of three as well, like the previous titles. And I think that we are going to be seeing the maps that we're having. The first map is going to be Bind, which has been chosen by Team T69. It's going to be Reckoning starting off on the defense here. The second map is going to be Haven, which has been Reckoning's pick, and it's going to be T69 starting on defense. And the third map is going to be Ascent. So we are not going to be seeing Breeze or Fracture or the newer maps. It is going to be the OG maps as such. And personally, I'm excited for the fact that it's going to be Bind and Haven coming in because Haven is a map where both these teams are pretty strong when it comes to performance. Bind as well, Reckoning has really been working on their bind, so the comp that they're running is going to be pretty interesting to see how T69 can deal with it, as well as whether M42 will be still playing his chamber as well, because his trademark chamber, so as to speak, has been one of the really nice things that I like watching from the side of Team T69. Like, sure, Strix is an aggressive jet, Pinks is an aggressive race, but it's going to be the chamber that is one of the more interesting players for me in this team here. So yeah, what predictions do you have, Babagusta, for the tournament going in?
Well, prediction wise, just like you said that Team Sudesh was going to be win for the semifinals, this one it's a bit difficult for me to know why, because Team 69, as we saw like most of our streaming matches on Loco, we've seen them just destroy every single team that we've seen. So I mean, most of the matches that we've seen from Team 69 either went from 13-3, 13-2, 13-1, and specifically most of those matches that we've seen from T69 was only from Ascent. And then we did get to see the previous match too, as I try to get the information here. Yep, when they went up against Team Zenith, the map was on Icebox. The first half, it was looking very good for Team 69 because it was 11-1. And then suddenly in the second half, for a moment there, we thought that Zenith was about to get a comeback. That did not happen. Instantly gets denied, and we saw them win 13-7 against Zenith. The rest of the match was just Ascent 13-2s, 13-3s, and T69 was I could say a very difficult team for Reckoning Esports to go up against because they love being aggressive. You saw the way how both of the duelist players were just who would just love to get mid control and just make sure that the mid control would be theirs. And they would just force the opponents to just execute, having a lot of angles for the opposition teams to deal with. So they've been doing exactly that, and yeah, and hopefully I'm just curious to know what kind of counters that Reckoning Esports would go up against. But yeah, I have to say I might take Team 69 side on this one, because the amount of aggressiveness that they give is just I think it might be a bit too much for Reckoning Esports to handle.
I mean, the problem with aggression is if, there isn't somebody to try and counter it. But Reckoning Esports has a pick player who's like sort of dedicated to doing just that. His lurks, all of his timings are pretty insane. And that's going to be Pixels here. It's kind of scary. It's always going to be him trying to play the lurk, trying to catch out whoever is going to be pushing in or whoever's going to be rotating, trying to backstab whatever. He has a really good sense of timing, and he plays a variety of agents as well. We've seen him on Viper, we've seen him on Astra before this, but I think that he might have to switch to the Brimstone or the Omen right now. But either way, he is going to make things much, much more difficult for the side of Team T69. In fact, if they are going to be too aggressive, they are going to end up paying for it. So I think it should be interesting to see how this goes, because it's going to be a team with a reputation for being super aggressive versus a team which has managed to work on their gameplay enough that they are able to counteract it. So either way, it is going to be the case here. Like you mentioned, Team T69, they have had a dominant performance in this tournament so far. And yeah, a lot of these matches are, they haven't exactly been very close. So it's going to make things a little bit, exciting for us, because we might be in for a good matchup here. In fact, we might even end up heading for the decider map here, which might even be in the favor of Team T69, because like you mentioned, they've played on nothing but Ascent here. It's like their favorite map to play. So it is in Reckoning Esports' interest here to try and close things out 2-0 as soon as possible, which honestly I think they can do it.
2-0, huh, for Reckoning Esports. Okay, that's interesting. But I could say that this can go to deciders. That I can assure you, because Team 69's performance, the way how they played, aggro and everything, and just like you said, for Reckoning Esports, if they just keep going aggressive, they always find a way to counter those. That I can agree. But heading going 2-0, I'm a bit skeptical about that, because we already had a match example of our first match, which it did went to deciders, and this is the semifinals after all. So I would expect another decider matchup for Team 69 side, so I'm actually rooting for them.
Yep, we shall see. It is going to be us heading into the game very, very soon. Right now, the first map is going to be Bind, and it's going to be Reckoning Esports starting off on defense here. So let's think about the agent comps that could be viable for this map. So Bind,
Okay.
we were used to seeing Cypher, Killjoy, and Chamber or whatever come up, but I think that there is a secret fourth Sentinel available here as an option, and that is going to be the Viper here. So most of the time there are teams that run like a double controller comp here. It's going to be the Viper as well as the Brimstone after the recent patch here available, because Brimstone is super effective on Bind. His ultimate just covers a lot of integral areas. Like if somebody plays U-Haul every round, you can just ult it with an orbital strike, and that's going to be that player out of the game. Then you can't really get away from it for much. Another so along with the Viper and the Brimstone, you're also going to be likely to see the Raze here. The Raze is going to be the best duelist for Bind, because we saw it in the last game. We saw how both Razes from both Trist as well as his opponent Raze were able to clear out Hookah as well as other angles with just the Boombot and the Nade. So anyway, we are going to be heading into Agent Select right now. So looking at the picks for so far, it is going to be the double controller like I predicted for Reckoning Esports, Bad Love on that Brimstone, and Pixels on that Viper. Deadly going in for his usual duelist of Raze here, Smokey for the KO, and Rio is going to be on that Sova. So I love this agent comp, because while it might not have a Sentinel, it certainly has a lot of information that comes in. It has a lot of potential, especially with the KO able to shut down a lot of things happening. On the opposite side though, it is going to be a single controller from what it seems like so far. It's going to be Friction on that Omen. Strix and Rafa are going in for the duelists here, and Binks doesn't seem to be playing. In fact, it's going to be Mr. Beebs coming in instead. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, because we've seen Binks play the really aggressive Raze so far, but Rafa, he's not somebody to scoff at either. He has very precise aim, which we've seen from the previous rounds. Usually see him on the Jet, but Strix is like, no man, I'm going to keep the Jet this time. It's going to be me taking it, and Emo seems to be deciding what exactly he wants to play, whether he's going to be going in for the Chamber or the Viper or whatever else. Either way though, it's going to be Mr. Beebs on that Sova as well. So yeah, it is going to be not exactly a mirror comp. Looking at the comp so far, though, it seems like Reckoning Esports does have a little bit of an advantage here, in my opinion. But either way, we are going to be heading back. I think there has been some small error happening, and it's going to be some technical difficulty. You're going to be stuck with us for a little while longer before we head into Agent Select yet again. So, but Baba, what did you think of Reckoning Esports comp, or the comp from T69, from whatever we saw apart from M42 Emo?
I mean, talk about T69's comp. I'd say that they're using the same comp for the past entire tournament. I mean, when they went up against Blaster Babita, when they went up against the other teams here. If I just try to get the info right here, I just have to talk about this from Team 69 side. When they went up against Team Zenith, when they went up against L Streak Executioners, Young Esports, they had the same comp on every single match. Now, I could say that mastering the same agent over and over again is a good thing. I'm not saying that it's bad, but if you don't change your agents, it's going to be a bit predictable though, because what RGE does is what every single player does is that they would check their previous wards to see what kind of mistakes that they've done. Now, when I say wards, they're not going to check only theirs; they're going to check on other teams too. So, if you just keep using the same agent, it's going to be even more predictable for RGE, because they can exactly understand what kind of your playstyle is, what kind of push that you guys are going to do. So, it's going to be it will be a bit difficult for T69 to play, but who knows, anything can happen on a game like Valorant. And talk about Valorant, it always comes down to who is mechanically gifted, who uses their abilities at the right time. So it always comes down to that one specific spot, and I'm very worried about T69's decision right now. But other than that, they are looking good when it comes to mechanical wise. They are an expert in doing so. But against RGE, Reckoning Esports, that is a big challenge for them to deal with. But for now, we'll see them use the same comp yet again. And we see Smokey bring in the KO here. Now, KO will be a huge game changer when it comes to suppressing most of their abilities, especially from Rafal's especially from Rafal's Showstopper, even Blade Storm. Let's not even mention Emo with the Alt Pistol plus plus his operator. So it's a huge challenge, but I'm curious to know how will they proceed with this for the 3 matches.
Yep, definitely. I think the KO pick is going to be very impactful here for the side of Reckoning Esports, and we are going to be heading into the game right now. So it's Reckoning who's going to be starting on defense. You can see Pixels already ready with his Vipers, trying to get that one way in place, but having a little bit of trouble. I think he's just like, nope, let me try this again. Goes for it, and yep, manages to get it into place. It's going to be him and the Brimstone who are playing on this A side. The other players going towards the B. The Raze is here to back them up as well in case it's going to be a quick push, and it does seem to be a good call because there are multiple players towards that short angle from the side of Team T69 here. So there's a lot of work cut out for these players on short. There is also a lot of utility they can dump on them. They have the Raze Pain Shells, they have the Viper Mollies, and it does seem to be a push into Showers so far. Bad Love already making his way towards Showers here, trying to put a smoke down, pushing out with the smoke of all things. In fact, that is such a dangerous position to play, and it is going to be them having complete Showers control. The smoke will come through from Bad Love as well, but Rafa has gotten the U-Hauls for free. He has made his way all the way to CT here, and he will take down Deadly as he goes for the reload. That's the first pick coming in for the side of Team T69 here. The spike should go to another. Rafa already has his way up at heaven, but Smokey turns at the right time, will take him down, making it a 4v4. The spike has been planted. Showers control still remains, however, with the side of Team Reckoning here, and they will have to try and get this going. The recon is available as well from Rio, who manages to use his shock dust to try and clear out this U-Hauls area. Push the recon down. That is probably gonna try and spot the jet here, but no, it does not. Strix will take him down. Bad Love getting 2 kills. It's just gonna be Smokey in the smoke, and Strix will push through and kill him. Unfortunately, that's going to be the first shot going in the favor of Team T69 off of that aggressive push from the Raze. That Rafa really getting into U-Haul and taking out Deadly, opening up the site was what changed the game for the side of Team T69.
Yep, a good start for Team 69 as they'll be able to proceed winning their economy rounds. Now the only question is how will they proceed into the second round for Reckoning Esports. So although I have to say that heavy aggression that T69 loves to make is like with the Rafale using the satchel charges to proceed into his lamps, I'm quite curious to know what they'll do next though, because Reckoning Esports, they are known to adapt to certain situations like this, but as I recall from the previous match, Reckoning Esports were having a very good time, but this semi-finals will be a tough one to look at. Again, Strix with the execute, Pixel will go down, so does Emo as he takes out Bad Love 2. Again, tension starts to brew around for Reckoning Esports once again, as they're starting to lose a lot of players here. 3 to 5.
Remaining.
Let's not say 3 to 5. It's a 4K from 6 already from the CD side to take out all 4 players on the side of Reckoning Esports. And I just have to ask, what just happened? You know, I was talking more about Reckoning Esports is, you know, thinking that they might adapt to a situation like that happened in the previous round. But then again, I can understand. Just went in for an eco round, and Strix decides, you know what? It's an eco round. Let's just push in towards the side and finish this ASAP. And my goodness, I didn't expect it to go that fast. Oh my goodness. 0 to 2. Bonus round for Team 69. Let's see how they proceed.
Yep, it is gonna be the bonus here. Strix does have that Blade Storm available though if he wants to pop it. So it's gonna be the Shock Dart coming in, trying to do a little bit of damage. Rafa clearing out Hookah with the rest of his team, and Strix does have that upgraded Vandal here, so he might be able to make something happen. A lot of damage coming in from the Molly here will bring Strix down to 31 HP, and it is gonna make things really, really rough. Multiple players towards long. 2 players will be spotted by Rio here. Has one of his Shock Darts left as well if he wants to use it, and it's going to be Sova who tries to get that orb, try and bring his Hunter's Fury further up, though it's not anywhere near close. Meanwhile, though, it's going to be all the players waiting towards long here, all 5 of them, in fact, and that's a very interesting play coming in from them because it's going to be them trying to dash in. The recon coming through from Rio will give his position away, but it's going to be Rafa who gets a trade onto Smokey. Rio will take on M42 Emo though, so that is going to be a disadvantage for the side of the attackers here. Rafa again pushing in through the smoke, might be able to catch Bad Love here if his timing is right, and yep, does indeed manage to do so. Deadly is down with the trade though, as Rafa gets harshly judged for his place. Just 2 players left right now for the side of Team T69, and they're kind of stuck here. They are going to be trying to take the TP, the Omen TPing across as well, and the A side is empty, though I think that only Deadly will be able to get the rotation over. Meanwhile, the Pixels has shot control, so you know, even if they can get the spike, the diffuse should be able to go down pretty easily. The spike fire will kindly come through. 10 seconds left through the smoke. Wall bag, in fact, will come through from Deadly. That's going to be the spike drop. No time left on the clock. Mr. Beebs will just have to try and save the gun he has. Never mind, he will try to push Pixels and pay for it, as Pixels will take him down. 3 players left alive to the side of Team Reckoning. That's going to be 3 rifles carried forward into the next round. But that was the bonus for the side of Team T69. So every single gun they managed to get off the hands of Reckoning was going to be a gun that they will have less this round. And it is going to be Smokey who has that Bulldog instead of a rifle here. Meanwhile, though, the ultimates available do look very nice for the side of Team T69. They do have that Blade Storm as well as the Chamber Tour de Force almost available. For the side of Reckoning, though, it's almost just as good because you're going to have 3 players who are very close to it and should be able to get it this round, if not the next.
That I can agree, though. That I can agree, Zach, because although RGE's attempt to win that bonus round was a crucial one, they still need to worry about that execute once again on B's side, because Deadly, he wouldn't have the judge so that he could, you know, take out players while they're already in towards the side, but my goodness, Emo's already taken quite a lot of damage from the paint bomb. Even more tougher for them to go through. Now Strix, he's been dealing quite a lot of damage for the opposition side, but here comes Deadly once again to take out Emo. Needs to worry about the rest of the 4 players. Here comes Bad Love here, again being very strong as ever to take out 3 players immediately, and just like that, Deadly comes into the final frag to take out Friction. 2-2 equalizer, and RGE, let's just say they are back in action, folks. Although not being able to win the pistol rounds in the first and second rounds, they are here with a vengeance, winning winning round number 3 and 4, deciding that, hey, I can, Reckoning Esports saying that, yeah, I mean, you guys are very good when it comes to execution sides, you guys are very aggressive when it comes to the dashes and satchel charges, but how will you do best in post plant? Because post plant is exactly where T69 might have some issues. And looks like they want to continue the aggression. I wouldn't say the aggression. When it comes to economy-wise, they don't have much, so they'll just use their Blade Storms, Tour de Force, and also the Heavy Pistol from the Chambers. So you need to be even more careful when they proceed towards the side. Oh boy. Tagged very quickly from the Marshal. But Deadly will survive because it was a body shot. So again, information will be given from the drone, and the aggression from Rafal not working out well. But here comes Strix with the support. It's a trade, and again an execution. A job well done, but is this enough though? Because they forgot about a bus. That's exactly where the Viper is. He might be able to deal some major damage to his end. And he's just waiting for the perfect move. Mr. Beeps knows this. The defuse has been covered, and so does the ultimate. Oh boy, the A-Lamp's not looking too good, but somehow Jaeger survives this. Actually, not the Jaeger, it's Strix who survives this. He gets one, but Beeps all by himself. A Sheriff in hand, a 1v2 situation, then the suppression will give away his information just like that. Again, 1v2, this can happen though, because the Sheriff, although it is an eco round, all he needs is to just tap 2 heads to get the victory for Team T69. Again, a 2-2 will happen at 2-3 because Smokey will just take him out exactly like that. Okay, Reckoning Esports currently the one being in the lead, 3-2. And I was about to say something cool, and then suddenly Smokey was like, "Nope, not gonna happen."
You know, the sad part is you could see the tip of Smokey's had there. So just that Smokey had a better reaction time. Mr. Peeps, not really feeling himself, did get that one shot onto Pixels, who was jumping towards him, knife out. I think that Pixels really wanted the knife there, but luckily for Mr. Peeps, he was able to hit the headshot. Gets a ding through the truck as well onto Rio's head. So either way, it was Rio at 30 HP. It was a very winnable round, but his reaction wasn't good enough to take down Smokey, who had tapped him instead. Anyway, it is going to be the full buy though coming in for the side of both these teams now, especially for the side of Team T69 here. The Viper Spit will be committed, so that's going to make pushing up shot much harder. But even as I say that, Pixels will spray through the smoke and take down Pixels, which is going to make A side a little bit more approachable. That's going to call the rotation coming in from Deadly. But Rio, he is reading this right. He is going to be remaining on that B side because it does seem to be a B execute so far. The recon drone will be hurt, and Rafa, he has his ultimate available. He is going to try and satchel in, but Smokey will prevent that. Smokey is going to be popping down his null command, and that is going to be all these players forced back because there is no utility available. In the meantime though, look at Badlove. Badlove has made his way all the way towards B hookah outside, and he is going to be waiting for one of these players to try and rotate back. If they do rotate back, they're going to be falling into Badlove's hands, but if they go forward, there's a 3-person stack waiting for them, so they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It is going to be Rafa who pops that Razor, who's going to try and get these kills. Smokey playing all the way towards spawn, tosses it towards long in the end. I'm not sure if that's a very good choice, but either way, it's going to be Rio who gets caught out by the recon here. The nade as well coming through should be able to do a decent amount of damage, and Rafa doesn't care. He's just going to be pushing the nade, getting a kill, and Badlove though in the meantime comes backstab and gets 2 kills, takes down Friction as well. The counter ult from Deadly 10 is being popped, will take down one player. It's going to come down to just the last player left right now, all in Rafa's hand. Has to do everything himself, it seems like, and the spike will be tapped. Deadly will say raise diff and take him down, and that's going to be the 4th round for Reckoning Esports, who are doing a phenomenal job here.
Yes, indeed. Talk about the Rafale's attempt to use the satchel charges for the showstopper. Apparently, no one was at the side because everyone was either at B elbow or there was actually a defender side spawn. So all Rafale had to do was, well, that's my ultimate wasted. What can I do? It just uses the ult towards B garden, hoping that he might be able to find one. Well, there wasn't. And let's just say the way how RG played this is phenomenal. I just have to say that, because the timing from Smoke A's to deny not only a satchel charge but also denying them to proceed towards the side. They had to wait for the null command to come to an end and then proceed towards B. And let's just say Badlove, he knew it, so he's just waiting for the perfect time for the execute and just eliminate him. But for now, focusing about this round, Mr. Beebs has somehow figured out a way to take out Pixels. An aggressive one, but this was a necessary one, because in order to take out the Viper, you just have to figure, taking out the Viper was a huge thing, because they can now focus on the A side without being able to worry about the smoke. So another kill from Rio this time to take out Rafale, and Emo gets caught up from that crossfire, and Smokey is looking very good this time because he just got 2 kills from his hands. Again, Beebs with the Sheriffs unfortunately won't be able to do anything as of now. 5-2, and Reckoning Esports looking strong as ever. And for a moment there, I thought with that early peak, when they took out the Viper, they were free to proceed in towards the side. They wouldn't have to worry about the smokes, but they did have to worry about smoke A, because the KO was the one who just got the 3 kills. 5-2.
It is going to be 5-2. Reckoning taking the lead here is going to be a little bit of a weird buy coming in for the side of Team T69, because Rafa is going to have that Spectre. Strix is going to be stuck on that half armor as well. The economy looking more than comfortable for Reckoning Esports here. It is going to be the early paranoia though, which is going to catch Strix off guard as he takes down Pixels. That's going to be the first pick onto the A side. They still have to deal with Deadly though, who's playing his really close angle towards the shower side, trying to push forward and clear it out, but Strix will be able to get that second kill as well. Takes a little bit of damage, but it's still going to be 2 players down for the side of Reckoning, paying for their aggression towards showers here. The rest of them are going to be heading towards shot, and the Sova drone will come out trying to clear out these players. Meanwhile though, two duelists are both going to be towards the short side, and that should be the side clear right now. Smokey's knife will come through. It will say that there's no one playing U-Haul, but it's not going to matter. Strix will get that third kill onto Bad Luck there, even as he's 73 HP. Now, he probably wants to go for the S. We've seen him with the 3K before, trying to get one again, doing a little bit of spam to Rio through the smoke, but Rafa will take down Smokey. It's gonna be just Rio left now in a 1v5, really low, and Strix will clean him up with that kill. Meanwhile, the spike is on its way to B, but either way, it is gonna be a flawless round from Team T69, who were honestly getting tired of losing, so I think they just decided. Strix was like, let me take this into my own hands. Goes forward and gets a 4K, cleaning things up and bringing his team back to a good position. Meanwhile though, it shouldn't matter though, because the economy is still very strong for Team Reckoning. They can go another round or two, with the eco that they have, but either way, it is gonna be a little bit of a morale boost that Team T69 really needed after losing 5 rounds in a row.
Yep, aggression is what T69 delivers, and Strix, he wasn't happy about that in the previous round, but this time will make a decision to be very passive, and Emo needs to be careful. He gets caught and takes out by Bad Love. Oh boy, not good though, not good at all, because Chamber, the man who's supposed to be helping you with all of these opportunities, helping all those opportunities, will now get taken out, and they're free to flank. Trademark won't be available, which means that they can flank whenever they want to. It's a 5v4 execution, and Pixel sees this. Strix will get taken out, and so does Rafal. Will just force himself to fall back into a hookah, but he doesn't know exactly where Smokey is, and Smokey will take down one, and Bad Love sees the gun and takes him out just like that. Friction is going to go down as well, and RGE wins yet another defense round. 6-3, and I have to talk about that previous round too, because the way how aggressive they went on B long, not 1, not 2, but you saw 3 players going aggressive on B long. And once they got the info from the recon dart, Emo was like, oh no, I just got caught, but I'm still safe though, because I'm in B fountain boxes. But unfortunately, it was too late, because Battler was already in the smoke, taking out Chamber. That's how painful it was, and next thing you know, it was just history.
Yep, Bad Love does love to make these interesting smoke plays. That's gonna be the gradient to push Deadly off, and yep, Bad Love is gonna take him down yet again. A lot of damage being done with Smokey's splashes and nades here. Friction will get a kill, but Smokey is there for the immediate shade, and Strix will be able to dash into side. Takes a decent amount of damage though. Rafa is there to get the shade. It's going to be Smokey though who gets the pick and will pop the ult, which is gonna make sure that they can't really push this in. Strix still wants to though. He's still playing this super aggressively, and the peak will come through from Smokey, which will push him off the angle. All of the util has been shut down here. It's going to be a 2v3 right now. Pixels as well has the flank here. Oh no. Is he going to go for the knife? No, he just decides to shoot Mr. Peep and take him down. It's just Strix left right now. 1v3 does have the spike, so that at least that's something, but he has to deal with Smokey, Pixels, as well as Rio, and all of them are just watching to see which side he's going to be coming out of. He does manage to get the AWP in his hands though, so he might want to try and just save that. Misses a shot on Pixels. Never mind, he shouldn't be saving that AWP if he's going to try and do that, and Pixels will spam him through the corner of the wall and take him down. That's going to be a 7-3 scoreline for the side of Reckoning Esports, who are killing it absolutely right now, especially Bad Love. Like, I really want the observer to spec Bad Love so that we can see exactly what he is doing in those smokes. Because every round I just look at the kill feed and I see like Bad Love takes down M30, M42 emo, Bad Love takes out somebody else. But you know, we never see what the man is actually doing. So how does he play around those smokes is the real question. I really want to know that. So observer, take a note here. Either way though, that was a really crucial round. Pixels will have his ult again from that kill onto Beeps and the jet that, and that's gonna be short shutdown for the side of the attack.
Yep. A short shutdown, but still, I could say that Team 69 might come back though. I have to say, Bad Love, I just gotta give him credit though, because the way how he realizes that they will go in for an execute, things will not work out well. And Rafal, my goodness, showstopper not working out again twice. But in a good part, they will succeed in going in for the plant though. A 5v5 post-plant situation where RGE needs to figure out a way to come back. This time, there won't be any flanks, so it's going to be a brute force in towards the B side. They have all the utilities. Pixels needs to be careful though, because Omen is right beside him. The second snake bite won't work out. Does he know where Friction is? Yes, but it's too late. You get the headshot nonetheless. There goes your flank, but you still have 4 players in the side. They need to worry. They need to figure out a way. They have the information, and now they just have to hold their ground. There are 4 players in B long. Smokey going in for the flash, but will it work out? Yes, it does. That's one. He doesn't get the second. They just have to wait and wait. They will. T69. Now that is what I like to call as pure aggression. That aggression will give T69 the win that they need. And plus, Summits, I have to admit there were a lot of utilities being wasted, but that brute force, knowing that there's only 2 players on B, yes, you could kill one, you could kill more than 2 players, but if you have all 4 or 5 players in the site, how can you handle most of those angles? You will end up getting traded, and that's exactly what T69 did. They sacrificed their own teammates to get that kill, and they succeeded.
They did indeed manage to succeed, and that's going to be a round that they really needed here. Off the back of Rafa's ult, they managed to get the site, and their Reckoning is not able to get the defuse. Either way though, the economy still doesn't look too bad. In fact, Bad Love, even though Smokey has money, is going to be playing the Judge instead, trying to get some cheeky plays done here with the Judge in hand. It is going to be the push forward though into the U-Haul here, and I think that Strix might end up paying for it as he gets taken down by the Judge here. Pixels as well in the meantime, expecting the play from Rafa, will be able to take him down as well. Already only 3 players left for the side of Team T69. Make that 2 as Bad Love gets another kill on the M42 Emo. He takes a TP as well, but will be taken out by Friction here. Gets a little bit too overexcited, and that's going to be Deadly's Boombot getting the kill, in fact, onto this last player. Like, it's just Deadly right now with the showstopper who will clean things up. And almost flawless stone for Reckoning. I really have to like that play from Bad Love, because he knows that both Strix and Rafa love pushing that U-Haul angle. Multiple rounds, you've seen them satchel over, dash into it. So Bad Love's like, you know, we have money, they're not going to expect me to be here with the Judge, but I will nevertheless be here with the Judge. And that is going to be the round cleaned up for the side of Team T69, that it is going to be an 8-4 half. They are going to be switching sides now. They are going to be on defense, which might make things a little bit easier, especially considering they have a chamber. But let's see if Deadly and the rest of Team Reckoning can be as aggressive as Team T69 were, and if they are, if it's going to succeed for them.
Yep, I have to admit, RGE putting a full stop to T69's aggression was a good one, but there were some certain rounds where Strix and Friction did make their own plays. Look at that, Strix already with 16 kills on his hand. Meanwhile, we see Bad Love and Deadly, who always likes to be in the smoke while being as the controller, and somehow he succeeds getting most of his kills thanks to Sova giving him information. And looks like they're going to give information once again. This time, Emo is the one who gets caught. Now they just need to be worried about some certain stuff. Strix, on the other hand, taking out Pixel will be a huge boon, because no more smokes will come in towards the side, and Emo wants to play through the smoke, but Rio is better than that. Friction comes in, take out smoke, but is this enough? They still have the control, and back again it's Rio all by himself in a 1v4. T69 looking so strong on their defense, but Rio is still alive. He might be able to do some major damage though, but he has the classic. He needs to dink 2 headshots in order to succeed. Then that means it's just 6 shots to the head. But if he gets an upgrade here, if he gets the ghost, it's all good luck. Oh no, that's not gonna happen though. Mr. Beebs immediately catches him off the act, takes him out, and that's a pistol round win in favor of Team 69. That's the second time we are seeing T69 winning their pistol rounds. So I could say that there is highly likely a chance that they'll be able to win their second rounds too. Because look at that, we are going to see Reckoning Esports going in for a fully committed eco round. So if they do somehow manage to get, to succeed in this full eco round, except Bad Love is going to pick Sheriff, they will pick Sheriff too. I just like the caster's curse deck. Whenever I say it's a full eco round, it won't be. And, Sheriff's in hand. Let's see how Reckoning Esports will play.
Like you said, it is going to be the Boombot coming in for info, the Recon Bolt as well, and that's going to be M42 gets taken down by a classic of all things. Jumping classic, not much you can do against it, man. Sorry for your loss, but that's going to be the first gun in the hand of Reckoning Esports. Pixels is low, of course, so it's going to make things a little bit more harder here as the lineup will come through. Meanwhile, though, Mr. Beebs is going to be the player on long here, but there's nobody pushing him. It's just going to be multiple players trying to see if they can rotate. Rio will be pushed out of hookah as well. They've baited a lot of utility out as well because the Raze no longer has, her nade. She's managed to use her Boombot as well, so it's going to make things a little rough. It does seem to be a push towards A though, and it's going to be Strix who's going to be the first point of contact here. Playing this really slowly, the rotation hasn't really come through, and Rio still looking towards B, making sure no one's pushing up, is trying to try and get the pick. Strix though will get the first kill onto Deadly 10, who goes running in. The smokes finally coming in, and Strix will be suppressed here, but he doesn't care. He's still going to be pushing his way onto a shower. Will get a kill, but Bad Love is there for the trade onto Friction. It's going to be 3v3 right now. Any kind of damage they can do is going to make things really nice, and Bad Love will get another kill as well. Make that a 2v2. If they can get the spike down, life is going to be so much easier for Reckoning, because at least they're really the money that they had. That's going to be a satchel coming through, and Rafa will get that kill onto Pixels here. Just Bad Love left right now in a 1v2, so low in HP, and Rafa will be able to get the wallbang kill onto him and get the defuse. For a second, it looked really, really scary there for Team T69, but they will manage to make it through. However, they do lose 3 players, so that's going to be a Marshall and 2 Spectres, which they will no longer be able to bring into the next round.
That is unfortunate though. Won't be able to get their Spectres, but in the end they'll get their Vandals too, because Strix, he is feeling it. 20 kills for him. Can you imagine that? 20 kills for Strix, thanks to the Marshal, who did succeed in holding out all by himself. And plus, Raze didn't had much HP left while he was contesting a gunfight with Emo in towards the hookah side. So let's just say that Strix did get lucky. He not only just got 1 kill, but also succeeded in holding the entire A side. Now that's the best thing that you can do in a situation like this, knowing that RGE being in a huge substantial lead. And Rafal, my goodness, oh no, he's not going to look good, because they have a lot of support, and Smokey will get 1, and Strix is also in trouble because he also has the Marshal in hand. A 5v4 situation where Team 69 is in big trouble, and Rio, he wants to get this kill so bad. Beebs goes in with the shock dart. He'll respond bad with the recon as well. The execution will come in nonetheless from RGE, but with the information being given, it's going to be even much more difficult for them to proceed towards the side. But they got it anyways, and now they just have to worry about the elbow side and B hall. This is exactly where most of the players will arrive, and deadliest precision to take out Friction, and the shock dart to take out Strix. Oh no, not looking too good, but Emo is still here. Beautiful headshot with the alt pistol to take out Rio, but is this still enough? I really don't think so. A 4v2 situation where Beebs is still in towards B elbow, and with the Spectre in hand, it's going to be even more difficult because he needs to be dealt with a total of 4 Vandal players. And just like I said, Deadly will take 1 more, and that too through the wall. Headshot. And it's Emo. Back again as the Marshal sees the head, doesn't get the proper shot though, but he will tag him to so low HP. And I believe the Viper will proceed to fall back and save his weapon instead. That's actually a good idea. And here comes Bad Love. You bad man. He's gonna take out Emo just like that, huh? 9-6, and Reckoning Esports are looking very good in the second half.
Definitely are, because some of those players did in fact have to buy guns again, so they are going to be left on a broken buy. You see Friction already going in for just the Marshal, two more players with light armor and classics of all things. Now when Friction does decide to go in for a buy, I think that the side of Team T69 is going to try and force whatever they can. The Chamber, while he can't buy a gun, does have enough money for all the bullets on his headhunter pistol, as well as a sheriff, which one of his teammates dropped him. Either way though, if they can win this round, if Team Reckoning can win this round, it is gonna be the eco gone for the side of Team T69 here. The shock darts as well coming through from the Sova on long, trying to catch Deadly, but is not gonna do so. Meanwhile though, it's gonna be Pixels and Badlove who are waiting towards short to see if Strix is gonna show any of his trademark aggression here. I really like this patience from Reckoning. The fact that they're not running a Sentinel means that they will have to constantly be cautious of players who are flanking, and it isn't gonna be the case here. This default play is very nice. The recon bolt will come through from the drone and tag Deadly 10, but Deadly 10, he's not going to be falling back. He's going to be content to stay there and see if anyone is going to be actually pushing him, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Meanwhile though, it does seem to be an A execute coming in as the smokes, the flashes, and the mollies will come through from all of these players. The Omen Paranoia doing a little bit of damage as it stops some of the players from coming onto the site, but it shouldn't matter because the smokes are down, the site is open, and the spike should go down here, making it a 5v5 retake attempt for the side of Team T69. The Hunter's Fury is available as well from the side of Rio here. It's going to be Strix who gets the first kill onto Badlove, taking him down, making it a 4v5 right now. Pixels and Rio are probably just going to try and play for the lineups here. Smokey has to try and win this. Deadly getting the first kill. The recon will come through, but it doesn't matter because Smokey will still get the kill. And it's going to be him getting 2 kills. In fact, will take on Mr. Beeves as well. Deadly and Smokey, a deadly duo here as they hit on Tricks. It's gonna be just Friction left right now, and Pixels manages to get the knife onto him. Finally, the man has been trying to get a knife for like 2-3 rounds, so finally manages to succeed, and that's gonna be round number 10, double digits for Team Reckoning.
Yep, talk about disrespect in the end. And RGE looking very strong on attack as well, 10-6. And what's the best part about it? They even have the Hunter's Fury. Very good in post plant, can be used in early as well to pick out one of the main important players, that would be Strix, because he has the Blade Storm. Plus, and of course, if you do tag Strix, you still have the updrafts and the dash to get away from that. But if you get caught out in a specific spot, especially like on hookah side, my god, it won't be a very good side for Team 69, especially losing players in the early round. But for now, again, we will see RGE trying to get a good opportunity. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that is just unfortunate. Strix was just thinking of going aggressive, but that did not happen, and Deadly will also do the same thing by taking out Rafal. Rio, in towards B, teleporters taking out Emo. My goodness, Strix should have been more careful, and people starts to, the player starts to just fall apart just like that. Oh no. Not good, not like that. Oh no. I mean,
That
I have to say, yeah. You were saying, Zach.
No. What do you have to say? I was just laughing.
I mean, here's the thing. Strix was like, you know what? I have the Blade Storm. It's my time to shine, and he shines in towards the A bath, only to get picked out from Pixels. And I remember Pixels, who was the one who did knife. Did he knife Strix or did he knife Mr. Beeps? I still don't remember, but
I think he knifed Friction.
Yeah, he died to Friction, but that timing, the comedic timing on how Strix dies, and when he immediately dies, suddenly we see the second duelist dies as well from Rafal in towards the hooker side. So my goodness, that was very unfortunate for T69 side.
Get him.
Oh, it's gonna be Friction though, who goes down to Battler's ultimate. That Deadly getting the kill onto Rafa as well. It's gonna be just Mr. Beeves left right now, alone in a 1v4. He got a 1v3 situation as Smokey's kill comes through, and it's gonna be him who has to try and clutch us out, because if he loses this, it's gonna be match point. Rio with the shock darts trying to get him with the kill, but it's not gonna happen. Meanwhile, though, Badlove all the way towards CT is gonna be doing a lot of damage and possibly will get this kill soon. Tries to jiggle peek, the reload coming through as well, but Deadly is just waiting. Even if you manage to take down Bad Love, it's not going to be enough, and that's going to be match point for the side of Team Reckoning that. And it is Strix though who is still leading the pack with a score of 21 kills. But you know what? The rest of your team is all on single digits. You can't solo carry it, and it does seem to be the sad case here because Reckoning, almost everybody is playing really well. You know, a lot of kills, and even if they aren't, the utility coming through is just so unparalleled. Like Rio's shock darts, Rio's recons, they're all like clearing out so much space and doing so much work for the rest of his team to try and get those kills off of. Either way though, Reckoning, they would like to close this out. 12-6 is the score right now, and honestly, apart from the pistol rounds coming in from the side of Team T69, they are not having a good time in this game at all. They did manage to win 2 rounds on attack, but apart from that, it just seems to be almost game over here. As Rafa, he is going to be pushing his way down all the way from B, but nobody is going to be watching for him, and he might even get a kill. Meanwhile, the Deadly will be the person who gets the first kill here. Bad Love though will get the trade, and it's going to be coming down to Rafa's hands here. If he has to try and get these kills, we'll be able to take down Bad Love. It's going to be Mr. Beams who gets the second kill as well. Rafa takes down Pixels. It's going to be Smokey, really low HP, left in a 1v2, but you know, I think it's almost over here. We'll get Rafa, in fact, 6 HP left. 1v1 situation. Emo has that operator to play with, 3 bullets left as well, and he has to try and close this out, but Emo, nope, he will pull that judge out because he's really low. A nice try coming in from Smokey, but it's gonna be T69 holding on off of Rafa's brilliant flank. Barely clinging to life here. They have to win 5 more rounds in a row to take this to overtime, and I don't know, that's a hard path to go and try and win this game.
Yep. It is a difficult path, especially for T69 though, because the way how Strix and Rafal has been playing has been exceptionally well in the previous future matches. But just like I said, it was a huge challenge for Reckoning, you know, to go up against Reckoning Esports because they always adapt to situations like this. And talk about T69's performance on how, you know, how they always love to go aggressive. This time they're getting paid a heavy price. Again, Rafal the judge, he sees one, but Deadly immediately falls back. He knows that there's a judge, and here comes the satchel charge to get away from that position, knowing that there's 2 abilities being used just like that. Good escape, but still that will give even more information for RGE. But still, they still have a very good they still have a very good advantage though, because Smokey, he's been gone. Which means that no more of the suppression, no more of the abilities that can be used to take out would help him. But even more problematic for T69 because there goes your main player, Strix. He was the one who's dealing much more damage, and now with him gone, they're free to head towards the site. The only thing that they have to do is take out players one by one, and here comes the Hunter's Fury, beautifully done from Mr. Beebs to hold the aggression, and he'll be able to attack 2 players from that. That's actually a huge value here from Mr. Beebs. The plant, will it come in though? I really don't think so, because Friction is still there in towards A-Bots, holding his ground. You forgot about Bad Love, he's still there, he's to hunt Friction down, but will this succeed? Yes, he does. That's one, but Rafal is still alive too, and that too, he's gonna have the spike advantage as well. It was the hooker's side, and it's just 10 seconds left for RG to succeed, and it's not gonna happen. Oh, so close. And just like I said, they almost had the chance to get the entirety of A side cleared. They forgot about Rafal, who was still lurking around from B hooker's side, and he just patiently waited for that rotation to arrive so that he can take out that one single player who had the spike in hand. And they still live to tell a tale, folks. 12-8. High likely a chance that T69 can make this a comeback. But the only problem is, if RGE gets the advantage, it's going to be even much more difficult for T69 to survive.
I mean, RG does sort of have the advantage because they have a lot of utility they can use. That's going to be the ultimate coming through from the side of Bad Love here, which will push off players from towards the U-Haul angle. Meanwhile, the spike should be going down. Rio ready to put it down, and Smokey will get that first kill onto Friction here towards the showers area. That is going to be the recon bull trying to tag players, and Smokey will take on Strix as well. Pixels all the way towards City will get his next kill, and Smokey is going to have his ultimate here. It's going to be a 2v3 retake attempt. A lot of damage being done with the utility towards these players, even as Pixels goes down, and Rafa knows there's going to be at least one player here. Rafa will be able to take down Smokey, and that is going to be a 2v2 right now because nobody is really in a position to try and get the res here. Meanwhile, Rio is going to be playing in this corner. Does not expect him though, but will still get the headshot onto Rio. It's going to come all the way down to Bad Luck. Just Bad Luck left now, and Rafa will clean it up with a beautiful retake there. And there's enough time to get the defuse as well. Rafa saving that round, keeping T69 alive there as he manages to beautifully get those 3 kills.
Yep. I just can't believe T69 is still in the game, Zach. I mean, for a moment there, I thought it was a 3v2 situation where Rafal couldn't be able to clutch it out, but surprise, surprise, he did it. And it's not just that. You even saw, I believe who it was, Deadly or maybe Pixel, who just got picked out quite early when they went in for that execute.
That's a good spot.
Despite having that control on the A side, you saw both, Strix and I believe Strix and Friction. Both of them were on A bar, so they were just playing this accordingly, knowing that they have to worry about multiple angles, and they succeeded in doing so. They just have to make those plays over and over again in order to, in order to survive and hopefully put this match on OT. That can happen though. But look at their placements here on how Reckoning Esports are playing. Especially look at Viper, look at Pixel. He is in A shot, hoping to catch 1 or 2 players who might go in for that teleport. So he's just making sure that none of them goes around like that. Now Emo, very bad position to be in there. So he needs to get out. He'll do exactly that. The recon drone to give some info in towards Hookah. It gets destroyed nonetheless, which means that they need to worry about the left side of the Hookah, and they'll do exactly that. Control of Hookah is in, but now they have to worry about B long. They have to worry about B side. How will Reckoning Esports proceed like this? They just have to wait for a perfect moment to get the information, and when it does, Rio might get caught up. There you go. Mr. Beebs, beautifully done. And that's going to be even much more detrimental for RGE, knowing that there's 2 players gone from B long. And just like that, things are not looking too well here for Reckoning Esports. What once we thought was a match point for Reckoning Esports, immediately we see Team 69 make a ridiculous comeback. 3 defensive round wins back to back, and they're losing so many rounds. And RGE decides to save the round. They have to, because it's an eco round. I mean, the next round itself is an eco round because they have lost so much credits, losing 3 rounds back to back. And Rafal wants to deny this credit. So, I mean, Deadly, he gets 2 kills from that, immediately denying their eco rounds, but not looking too good economically wise. But RGE saving that weapons might help them boost even more on their eco rounds because they have to win it. Because if they don't win this round, they're forced to go on eco.
Can I get a job?
And you can't exactly go to eco on a round where the score line is 10-11 because if they lose this, it's gonna be, if they are gonna have a broken by in the next round, it's gonna be match point for it's gonna be 12-12, and that's gonna be overtime. So Reckoning has to try and close it out as soon as possible. They do have the judge coming in, but I think that the side of T69 expects it, and they're gonna like leave it vacant here. Deadly still having the judge, Rafa as well having the ultimate available here, will be able to make a huge impact if he decides to satchel in aggressively. But Rio is going to start things off with that first kill. And oh no, Rafa pushes a smoke is the wrong time. Rio taking 2 kills out, Bad Luck getting 1 as well. So it is going to be just 2 players left for the side of T69. What looked like a possible overtime seems to be almost over here as the Hunter's Fury comes through, will catch Mr. Peeps, and it's going to be just M42 left right now. In a 1v5 is going to be coming for a backstab. Smokey catches him, will be able to get that kill. It's going to be him tagged though and taking a lot of damage to the smoke. 710 HP left in a 1v4. His position is known. What can the man do here? And Deadly will judge him. That's gonna be Reckoning. The first map with 13-10 scoreline. It's not even a competition here because it's not even their map pick. They picked, the bind was picked by the side of Team T69, and Reckoning will be taking it. So it is going to be, T69 who will have to try and win the next one, which is not even their map selection going in. And by the end of the game, Bad Love has managed to catch up to Strix. He is going to be the match MVP here with 3 first bloods on a Brimstone. That's pretty impressive. It's going to be Deadly and Smokey, who are right behind with Strix stuck in the middle. Strix doing everything he could. 283 ACS, 23 kills, 6 first bloods, but it's not going to be enough. Rafa backing him up with 16 as well, but Friction and Emo, the support just wasn't good enough, and it is going to be Reckoning who take the game at the end here. Meanwhile, though, I think Team T69, they will have to go back to the drawing board, try and figure out what exactly they're doing wrong here so that, next map in, that they can try and, win to prevent Reckoning from 2-0ing them. Because this is the thing. The pick of the map was the choice of Team T69 here, and they were pretty confident about it. The problem is that the next map is going to be Reckoning's pick, and it's going to be Haven, and it's one of the most consistent, well-played maps. So unless Team T69 has like a really good strategy up their sleeves, it's going to be really tough for them to win it.
Yep, I'm also concerned about that, because the way how confident they were in the first half, and immediately you see RG just countering them one by one, both on attack as well as on defense. But I'm not gonna say that RG's attack was really that good, because in the end we saw them letting them win 4 defensive rounds back to back, while we had Strix and Rafal, both of them trying their level best to defend the site as best as possible. You even saw Mr. Beebs being in an off angle place where they went in for that execute. So I should say, even though that the next map pick is Reckoning Esports' pick, I could say that there is still likely a chance that Team T69 might push them to the limits. That I can assure you, because the way how aggressive they pushed is not an easy thing for it's not an easy thing for Reckoning Esports to be holding that amount of manpower, the amount of brute force. And it's going to be even more problematic for them on the second match. But for now, that's going to be the first match. The first map for Reckoning versus T69. The rest of the two maps that we're going to be able to see, that would be on map Haven and Ascent, will be exclusively streamed on Loco. So if you want to watch the next more matches, make sure to tune in on Loco, and hopefully we might be able to see you there. But for now, we're just going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with match number 2.
That's how we do it. Yeah. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah. Yo. Yo. That's how we do it.
Welcome back to the Valorant Level Up Series 3, powered by Loco, hosted by CriticalX, and we are in our second match semi-final for the day between Reckoning Esports and Team T69. We already saw one map happening in the semi-final where Reckoning Esports won with a convincing scoreline, if a close one, of 13-10 by the end. They are going to be going into their second map, which is going to be their pick, which is going to be Haven right now. We saw Bind, which was chosen by T69, won by Reckoning anyway, and Reckoning should be feeling very confident after that game, after that victory, because it is going to be their map pick. It is going to be them starting on attack here, which is very good for Haven, because when you have three sets, it's going to be a little bit easier to attack. So I think that they should be feeling pretty happy with themselves and would be looking to finish this off with a 2-0 if T69 does not come with a solution to manage the onslaught. Meanwhile, the Babagusta, what do you think about the matches we've seen so far, as well as the next map that's going to be coming up?
I mean, it's a difficult one to answer, though, that I can assure you, because the way how T69 played was very good. I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm just saying that the way how T69 played, they had so much aggressive, just like I said in the previous matchup. It's just that if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, you'd end up being predictable. So if you just keep doing the same thing, obviously Reckoning Esports would adapt to the situation that you're in and start to take advantage of it closer and closer. Just because we saw T69 win their pistol rounds and the second rounds too, doesn't mean that RG won't do anything about it. But the way how they played, the way how they adapted to that situation is what I need to commend RG about this. But T69, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to give up without Rafal bringing in the Phoenix. Now, it's been a while since I've seen Phoenix being brought up, because the ability Run It Back is a very a powerful ability, because you can just not only just give information, but you can also get kills from it. But you just need to play it in a way that is going to be easier for Phoenix mains out there to get those kills. And bringing him in, just trying to coordinating it with the other agents will also be the second difficult thing to do, because he's not that agile as Raze's satchel charges or Jet's dash, or even better yet, Neon's sprint ability. But he is great at flashing. He's great at blocking lines of sight, and he's also really good at taking out players. I mean, it's a duelist after all. He has a variety amount of he can do. He can actually deny most of the plans just like that. I was just trying to say that Rafal's ability, he can heal himself. That's the best part about Phoenix. He can heal himself despite numerous amount of damage being taken on from the opposition team. So you don't have to worry about a Sage asking for a heal, or better yet, a Sky asking for a heal. But bringing Phoenix in towards Haven. It's been a long time since I've seen that agent, and it's
I
it's a bit concerning though for Team 69 side.
I mean, you're absolutely right. It has been a while since we've seen a Phoenix, and it's for good reason, like the value that Phoenix offers as a duelist just isn't strong enough, to consider replacing him with like another initiator or another controller even sometimes. But either way, it is going to be a double duelist comp, which we haven't seen in a long time when it comes to the meta. Coming in for the side of Team T69, it's probably a comfort pick, or maybe Rafa expects that it's gonna be shocking the side of Reckoning because they might not expect the plays coming in. But either way, it's gonna be an interesting map selection to say the least. I will say this: the Runnet pack is still one of the stronger duelist ults. Yeah, it's only 6 points, so you can run it back every few rounds if you manage to farm enough orbs. And Haven does have that C-long orb available every round for the attackers, so maybe that's what he is planning. Either way, though, it is a little bit of a weird selection, like I said. Bavagusta does leave me concerned, and it's going to be the side of Team T69 starting off on defense here. So far, it seems like there's going to be a lot of action happening towards the A side here. And as I say that, Mr. Beaton will get that first pick onto Battle of the Chamber. Meanwhile, though, that is going to encourage rotation coming towards the A side. 3 players here, and it does seem to be them going towards the C side instead. But there are still 2 players here. The Jet, who will be able to catch, will not be able to catch M42 as he TPs away, as Deadly whiffs the shot. M42, in fact, getting that kill. Smoker getting the trade, though, will be able to take Friction down. It's going to be a 3v4 right now off a bat of that, and the spike should be able to go down on the C side here. Yep, it is going to be the players towards the C side waiting for a push towards the showers. The knife will come through, and that's going to be M42 Emo, who has been caught off guard here. Smokey will take down Strix as well, getting the 3rd kill onto Emo. Really hitting those shots here, immediately turning things around from a disadvantage to the advantage for his team. 4th kill, 1 kill away from the ace here, and Rio knows the position. Rio puts out his recon, seeing if Mr. Beams is coming towards log, and Smokey is just going to be waiting, holding this angle. Mr. Beams, left in a 1v3, has so much to do, not much in his hands, and it's gonna be the ace for Smokey to start things off for Reckoning Esports. 3v5 to 1v3. What a turnaround of the round.
Yep. What a turnaround. For a moment there, I thought, T69 had things under control, especially the numerous amount of shots that Bad Luck missed with the alt pistol, but still, they still somehow managed to get those kills, and Smokey beautifully done with the ace. But still, they're not done just yet. They need to win 12 more rounds in order to proceed into the qualifiers of not the qualifiers, qualified for the milestone event. And Rafal making very risky decisions here, bringing in the Stinger. He wants to contest this angle in towards A sewers, and if he finds this beautiful smooth flash, but it will be forced to fall back. Going to use another flash once again. Can this work out? A lot of damage being dealt, and that too. This is actually a good thing though, because they lost so many utilities just to take out Rafal. So this is a good value coming in from T69 side. Now, they don't have the Aldrome, they don't even have Recon, plus they don't even have shocks, as well as a lot of abilities which was used by Jet. It's going to be even much of a problem, knowing that Emo taking out Bad Love is going to be much more problematic when it comes to the execution on the C side.
That is going to be the Spectre drop, so the side of Team T69 should be able to pick it up. But meanwhile, the spike will be going down relatively safely on the side, on the C side here. Smokey will be able to get the kill, get the spike down. Is just one kill away from his ultimate being popped. So you need to understand that T69 did force here. They do have 3 Spectres as well as a Stinger to work with, so there is definitely the possibility of a retake, especially considering Deadly 10 does not have a gun, but it's going to be the Vandal dropped. Deadly will get it. We'll keep it safe though. Deadly with 3 kills, Friction with the trades. It's gonna come down to just Mr. Beams in a 1v3, trying to defuse the spike here, as the Omen will protect him. It's just Rio left here right now, and that's gonna be the defuse coming through, and the Vandal dropped here. A lovely retake coming in from Team T69. At the end, it's going to be them who managed to pick up that Vandal as well. So it's going to push the side of Team Reckoning into a little bit of an eco, I think. You do see that there are some ultimates available to play with. Deadly 10 also just 2 kills away from the Blade Storm, might be able to pick it up. But either way, it is going to be T69 who take that round very unexpectedly off the back of that force.
Yep, absolutely. And that too, we all know who to thank for. It's going to be Rafal, especially with the Stinger. He was meant to, waste a lot of utilities from A sewers. And if Sova had those shock darts, if he had those recon, but wait a minute, let's just proceed into the B side because they already have control. RGE, wait a minute, they already have control and it's already post plant. Oh no, this is not looking too good for Team 69 side. As I try to fumble my way down here, they already have control. Pixel sees the head, but it's going to be Emo who wins that gunfight. But Deadly needs to be careful. He has the Vandal in hand. If he loses, it's going to be even much more difficult. He will, however, succeed in taking out Emo. And look at that. A lot of players starting to dwindle, but they're starting to dwindle on the side of Reckoning Esports. Not looking too good. Mr. Beeps going in for the defuse once again. This is looking too huge for Team 69 side, and there you go! Would you look at that? Quick succeed in spike plant and quick succeed in spike defuse. And with it, we'll see Team 69 win yet another round here. 2 successful post-plant defuse on the side of Team 69 and Reckoning Esports, despite their best efforts to gain control on Garage. Emo did, however, waste quite a lot of time staying in that particular spot, making them worry even more onto getting that control. And I believe they need to do stuff like this in order to keep Reckoning Esports off guard. And looks like bringing in Phoenix is going to make them even more confusing for them.
They definitely are having a little bit of a tough time. It is going to be 3 rifles as well as Smokey who does... I'm sorry, it's going to be Deadly who does have the Blade Storm available here. Tries to get a kill onto Strix, but Strix is ready for it as a fellow jet player. And Rafa as well, already having so much control down along here. It's going to be a B push yet again as they go inside. Deadly walking in. The smoke as well for the chamber trap is going to let the side of... He's gonna let the defenders know that there is gonna be a player here. The flash coming through, but nobody is here. The paranoia will come through, but 2 liters Deadly will take down Friction. That's gonna be the first kill coming in, and Smokey will pop his ultimate as well. Badlove should be able to pick up the gun, but M42 Emo playing right here, trying to get the thirst. Will pay for it though, as Rio will be able to get the kill, and the resurrection should come through as well. It's gonna be Smokey who is back on track. Strix in the meantime though will take down Pixels and defuse. The spike is just being defused. Full stuck here as everybody is playing towards Garage, and a little bit unfortunate. It is going to be the advantage for the players, but the defuse will nevertheless come through for Team T69 as everybody is so busy fighting in Garage that they forget about the spike that has been planted. That's a big yikes.
That is the second time we see Mr. Beeps defuse the spike. Pros never fake, and looks like it's I believe it is getting on Reckoning Esports' nerves right now. 2 times that they've made a decision to plant the spike on B, and 2 times that Sova decides, you know what, I'll just defuse with the help of the smoke. That's pretty much it. Despite so much advantage that they had gaining Garage control, they always forget about mid. They always forgot about the flank, and this is what Reckoning Esports, they are starting to lose their momentum, and we see Team 69 just realizing what they're about to do. And look at the aggression here again from Rafal. Flash again, wants to contest this angle, but not quite sure if it's a good one. Strix again, he actually sees the head, but this time Rio survives it. So he'll just fall back, and he's gonna let KO do the work. But although Phoenix still being alive and still holding from A lobby, this can help them a bit, because apparently Strix was playing it as a bait. So if they do proceed to head in towards the A side, but no, never mind. They still have the recon. Phoenix has been caught, and now he should fall back. There you go. With the help of the wall, he will fall back. With the help of Strix, it shouldn't be have much of a problem. And they think that the execute is on A, but it's not. It's going to be on C. A bit of a bait to hopefully it would work out.
30
but it
seconds
won't
left.
though. 30 seconds. They have to push. Let's see what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be the chamber M42 who is gonna be holding onto the site here. Will the paranoia will come through, but Deadly should be able to stay alive. Will get that kill onto Friction. In fact, trying to hold on here. Will manage to take down Rafa as well, and M42 Emo will be forced off to TP back. The spike will be coming through though safely, and Deadly with another kill dashes into Rafa's face, which Rafa will capitalize on. Gets the kill as well, and it's gonna be a 3v2 retake right now. Pixels playing on site here. One player towards long, and it's gonna be Mr. Beebs and Rafa who have to try and get this done here. The shock dart from Mr. Beebs, not exactly very nice as it does damage to his own Sova here. 1v3 for Mr. Beebs. Can't just stick the spike either. He's gonna be stuck in the middle of the site, and Rio will take him down. Finally, a round back in the favor of Reckoning Esports. A round that they really needed, in fact. And that's gonna be a retake that's failed. And it's really unfortunate. It's all off the back of Deadly. He managed to play that so well, getting those 2 kills. Did dash forward, but in the end, he did manage to kill the Phoenix Ult as well. I think the real impact that was the time that they waited. You know, they made the side of T69 really unsure as to which side they were going to be attacking. So much time Rio got by holding Strix as well as Rafa towards the A side, and that is going to be the round for them. Meanwhile, we are going to be heading into the next round. It is going to be a little bit of an eco for the side of Team T69. Strix only does have the Blade Storm, and 2 other players are also going to be stuck without guns. But in the meantime, Rafa already getting that first pick in window, might be able to catch a battle here as well, as a flash will come through. Flashes himself though, and that's going to be Pixels who gets the kill. Getting 2 kills, in fact, as he takes down Mr. Beebs as well. Strix trying to get a kill with the Blade Storm will succeed, will be taking Pixels down. It's going to be a 3v3 right now, as Reckoning still have the gun advantage. But can they make this work?
Gun advantage. That is the most concerning thing that I have to talk about here, especially for T69 side, because you still have Chambers alt pistol, and that is not going to work out that much though, because Bad Love is here to take out Friction, and with the post plant, it's going to be even more difficult because Strix needs to use one of his Blade Storm to take out the recon dart, which is going to be even much more difficult. Strix, on the other hand, still survives in towards the heaven side. A 3v2 situation where Emo gets one, Rio gets the others. Emo is still alive. He might be able to clutch the situation out to 1v1, but Bad Love will stop it and equalize it 3-3 once again. And if you do hear some cat noises, though, I do have to apologize because he's also right, like, behind me watching the stream, and he's kind of applauding. I wouldn't say applauding. He's kind of supporting the team right here. But yeah, a very good round coming in from RGE as they try to equalize their round once again. And I'm very curious to know what T69 will do in the next round.
I mean, they are not having a good time after that round. It is going to be equalized scores. It was an eco though, so a little bit of a half buy coming into the T69. So Strix does have that operator in hand here, and it's going to be the ult coming through as well. The Omen ult from the shadows trying to get some information. And it's going to be the A side left almost free here as they manage to get the site completely. Pixels making his way into heaven. Bad Love already opening things up with the kill onto Rafa. It's going to be Pixels though who is holding this heaven very thoroughly. It's gonna make things even more rough. Deadly as well, that to back him up. And you know, with heaven gone, you always have to watch your back here, worrying when somebody's gonna be pushing through. So it's gonna be just 4 players left. 4v5 retake attempt incoming, and T69 they have to get a pick soon if they want to make something happen. And Mr. Beebs will get 4 kills though. It's gonna be the heaven. It's gonna be heaven open again. The recon will be coming through from Rio. It's gonna be the Jet who dashes into the smoke here. We'll get no scoped. In fact, Rio will get no scoped, and that's gonna be the diffuse attempt coming through. M42 already sticking half. 1 kill coming through. Smokey will get the kill, but it's not gonna be enough as the diffuse will be stuck yet again. T69 really getting these you know, diffusers coming through even when the side of Reckoning Esports has members alive. So they should try and avoid that, I guess, you know, by actually making sure that they're not like playing too aggressively, leaving their teammates with a disadvantage and stuff. But man, I don't know what Strix was drinking today, because last game we saw him pop off this game as well. I don't know, that no scope seemed almost impossible to hit, but nevertheless he manages to get it.
Man, what a close round though once again from T69 side, and they want to continue pressuring that A long here once again. Oh boy, again, the Vipers, I wouldn't say the Viper, Bad Love's, oh my goodness, he actually gets that shot, and that too, even from the wall. I wouldn't say the wall, the smoke in which the Omen is placed. It's too late, they will go for the execute nonetheless. Beautiful timing with the TP, but it's not too late. It's already too late, and Rafal comes in to try to take out Deadly on his other hand. He's trying to deal some major damage, he might be able to get the second, but no, it didn't work out too well in his favor. 4-3. a 2v3 situation where you have the null command being alive, which means Rafal can't use any of his abilities and he gets caught out in the process. And it's just all down to Strix. The op in hand, what can he do? He only has the op. He could take out one or two players, but they have the advantage when it comes to man count. And I believe Strix will make a decision to fall back or maybe try to take one or two players off. The flash will come in and Smokey will proceed to fall back too. It shouldn't be difficult. But in the end, it's all done and dusted. Reckoning Esports will win this attack round, equalizing it once again 4-4.
It is going to be a 4-4 right now, like you mentioned, the scoreline very equal. Strix does manage to hold on to that op, so it's going to make things a little bit easier for his team. The problem is that nobody else has money. Everybody else is going to have to either force and get like Spectres or maybe a Bulldog, or they will have to go in for those light pistols, which isn't exactly optimal here. So yeah, it is going to be Reckoning still has enough money to go in for a full buy. Deadly also does have the Blade Storm available, so he can just keep some money in his pocket for the next round in case they win or lose this. Either way, the thing to note about Reckoning's economy, the reason why it's so strong, is that they're always managing to get that spike plant. Even if the defuse does come through, they're getting that little bit of extra money, which helps them make sure that they can buy guns every round. So far though, it does seem to be like they want to go for a C execute here. The Sova drone will catch at least one player going on to clear out garage. Knows that there isn't much happening. That it's gonna be Deadly though, who has that Blade Storm here. Will put the smoke and the flash from Smokey in. The Omen is gonna be caught, but somehow stays alive, and Deadly whips all of his shots. But never mind, Smokey is there to help him out, and it's gonna be Deadly with just the classic here. The op as well though from Emo, will getting some kills and quick trades coming through. It's gonna be a 3v2 right now. The spike is dropped on site, but the plant will be coming through here. Deadly as well managing to pick up a Phantom, so he doesn't have to worry about whiffing his Blade Storm. Strix still has that operator in hand. Rafa is going to only have a Frenzy though, so if anyone does decide to come in through the garage or something, he will be able to get that kill, because that Stinger can be really devastating in close ranges. However, it's gonna be Pixel, so he gets him through the smoke. Just Strix left alive right now, trying to save the op desperately, but Badlove is like, nope, not happening, buddy. My op now. Decides against it. In the end, Deadly will be having the op, and it's going to be Reckoning with the 5th round on the board here. Finally, the momentum seems to be swaying in their favor, but it is going to be another full buy for the side of Team T69, so you never know, it might switch.
I mean, switch, it can happen though, but despite I do have to talk about Deadly's Blade Storm. I mean, he had some unfortunate moments. I'll give him that. I mean, it always have to be one of those days where you start to miss all of your shots, where you're supposed to hit most of them. You could not. Now the push again from RG's side will be maybe towards A. No, currently they're just playing it for picks. Dio trying to use the Hunter's Fury will actually catch one though, interestingly enough. And Beebs will be reduced to some certain amount of HP. It's actually good while using the Hunter's Fury like this, because knowing that you don't have a Sage or a Sky that can heal you back up to full HP is a good thing. Although even if you do hit it, you will reduce their heavy armors too, which is also a good thing for using that Hunter's Fury. You can get information plus also get kills both at the same time. So currently we are just waiting for Reckoning Esports to see what execution is best, and I believe they're going to go head in towards the A side. This is exactly where Rafal is, exactly where Emo is. Two of the dangerous players from T69's side, and they want to contest this face to face. And just 40 seconds, we're about to see who will get picked out first.
Yep, it is going to be the timer that's ticking down here, and it is still 5 players left alive for the side of Reckoning, but they do have the C side here. They managed to walk their way in, and the spike should be going down pretty soon. Deadly, playing really aggressively here, will be able to break the Sova drone, not giving away any more info, and the spike is planted for multiple angles as well, so it should make life pretty easy. Deadly playing really aggressively here, trying to see if he can get a pick towards somebody coming in. The recon bolt though will catch his position out, so it is going to be him nevertheless getting the kill though. Emo goes down, tries to re-peek and take down Strix, but it's not gonna work. Getting the second onto Mr. Beats though, and third a no scope onto Rafa.
One
The
enemy
fourth
remaining.
onto Strix with a shorty, and it's gonna be just one player left right now. Friction all alone here, getting 2 kills, 22 HP, trying to get the knife, and it's gonna be Smokey though, who's like, nah, enough of this nonsense. I'm gonna respect you and take you out with the gun instead. Though 3 players did try to get the knife. Anyways, that's gonna be off of Deadly. 4 beautiful kills coming in from him. 3 off the op, 1 a no scope, and the last one with a shorty. Even though he was low, it's gonna be Deadly, who is proving to be deadly. I think he heard your comment about his blade storm and he got angry, Baba Gusta.
Oh yeah, I guess he did. And Deadly was like, you know what, Baba? You just activated my trap card. And then just immediately gets a 4K from his end. It's just... Oh boy, alright Deadly, you got me. I think it's just some certain amount of days that can happen, but for now, Battler will be the one to take out Strix once again. Very unfortunate for T69's side. We still have Rafal on his hand, and he wants to contest aggressive here. Flashes, and Battler will be forced to fall back. But at what cost? He's trying to use his Molotov to at least try to put himself to full HP, or maybe trying to use it to his other content. And Rio, my goodness, he just wasted so much bullets, but somehow Emo will survive. And here comes the Hunter's Fury to deny the default plant. Will this work out? The second shot won't be able to tag any single one of them. And Batlug is still alive in towards the mid side, taking out Mr. Beats from that mistake. Spike's been planted, a 3v5 situation where Reckoning Esports are looking so strong. Friction needs to be careful, but he actually gets it anyways. My goodness, that is looking way too good, but not too good though for T69 side, because just because they did get one, they're still even worried about Deadly's force and also Pixel shot, and there you go. Wipeout from T69, and Reckoning Esports will be the one to get in the lead, 4-7, as we see the final half.
It is gonna be the last round of the half, and Reckoning at a lead of 7-4. So if they can close this out, they will be going into the next round with a score of 8-4. I think it was the same as what they had last map as well. It was an 8-4 scoreline, and you know, they managed to perform pretty well off of it, I would say. So yeah, they would be looking to do the same here and try and close this out as soon as possible, because you know, once they're on defense, it's gonna make things a little bit more rough for them. It is gonna make life a little bit hard, and already Bad Love showing the aggression that's become his trademark here in this map. You see him going through towards B, but it's going to be M42 though, who gets 2 kills, a collat with that judge here. I don't think anybody was expecting that. Rafa as well taking a player down towards mid. It's going to be a 2v5 situation right now, as it's only going to be Rio and Pixels left alive. Both of them seem to be waiting for some kind of a push, but nothing seems to be available here. And the side of Team T69, they have learned their lesson. They're like, you know, we're not going to do anything stupid. We know where they have, you guys have to come to us anyway. We have the numbers advantage. We can win this. And that is the kind of mindset they're playing under. So it does seem to be them going towards long. Rafa still playing towards the Scubby angle. And unless they check him here, it's going to make things really difficult. Rio playing towards long, seeing if he can get a pick here, but it's going to be Rafa who spots that shoulder though, will spot the molly and the rest of it as well. The Omen Paranoia will come through as well as a shot that's, but Strix is just bait for Strix with the op here. Strix trying to get this kill, and Pixels will go for the reload, and it's going to be the attempt at the knife here as revenge is taken, and Pixels will go down.
No charges left. Switching sides.
Ah yes, the revenge. Well, when you thought Friction's knife wasn't worth it, here comes another disrespect from them, especially from Rafal. Purely didn't expect that, and what they didn't expect is Emo with a judge. They even had the smoke, and without info, they just got picked out just like that, and just like with the collateral too. And Reckoning Esports, I think they realized what they're going up against, you know? They realize that they need to be careful at certain situations like this, because they are not an easy team to be dealt with. Come on, like these teams have been like, you guys are in the semi-finals, so obviously there's going to be some restraint towards this. And T69, they're not going to give up without a fight, but oh boy, that shot though from Smoke K taking out Rafal is going to be even much more problematic for them to deal with. You still have Strix, still has the Sheriff. And just as I'm about to say it, they just start to
Spike
fall apart
down,
one by
B.
one. Strix goes down, so does Beebs from the shock dart
Last
Rio.
player
And it's
standing.
just Emo all by himself while Rio takes out Friction. Now, what can he do in a certain situation like this? Again, good shot from Bad Love, actually from Emo. Doesn't have enough
Oh,
bullets
no.
left from the Headhunter.
Oh,
And now
no.
they're in for the knife. No, actually, no, they're not in for the knife. Oh, no. Oh, no, don't get caught out, Emo. Just run away. No. Smoke comes in. Smoke is like, you know what? You know what? I think we've had our fun in the previous matchup. You know what? You deserve to be shot in the head. No, no knives, all right? No knives.
It's either that or Smokey panicked after that headshot from me.
Oh, yeah. Smokey was like, no, not having that second round again.
It's okay.
I'm
guys.
not having
Let's
this
chill.
again.
They got a knife, we got a knife, we're even now.
Yeah.
Anyways, that is going to be the pistol round going in favor of Reckoning Esports that, and they will be able to get a buy off of that. No, it's not going to be a full buy. The Pixels
Okay.
already playing really aggressively here. Will be paying for it as both of these players go down, but that is going to be a beautiful recon that will catch Pixels. Doesn't matter. Manages to get the gun as well, but Smokey with the ghost is able to get 2 kills, almost making things a bit better for the side of Team T69 here. And it is going to be just Rio and Deadly left. Rafa picking up that Spectre, even as the Rio will take on M42 Emo. So it's gonna be just a 2v2, both players, one Spectre, one Sheriff, one Spectre, one Ghost, going up against each other. They do have armor though. Both Deadly and Rio do have that armor advantage, but you can never know. All it takes is one headshot for things to go your way. It's gonna be Deadly who gets taken down by Friction. Rio getting the first kill, throwing down that recon, knows the position of the Omen here, trying to get some shock dart damage in because Rio is so low here. We'll have to try and somehow win this out and will do so. 20 HP and a dream. Rio with a 3k will take Reckoning with the 9th round here, but that looked really, really scary for a second after the kill from Friction onto Deadly there.
I mean, not gonna lie, the prediction from Rio was well done. I mean, he knew exactly he was gonna pass through the smoke because that's exactly where most of the players wouldn't recognize because mainly they'll mainly be focused on the open side where there isn't a smoke, but beautifully timed and also just good patience, knowing what I mean, not patience, I'd say prediction from Rio's side. A 5-9 where there was a huge mess on C long. And that chaos has been contained. Putting themselves on 5-9. Still have a long way to go. And that suppression is gonna... Okay. Alright. Strix. That is one way to disrespect Smoke. My goodness. That was dirty, dude. That was a dirty shot. Clean? It was a clean shot, but still, that was a
It was
nasty shot
dirtily
from him.
played.
I'm not
Yes,
gonna lie.
yes, you are right.
Yes, it was dirtily played. Yeah, that I can assure you. Oh boy, the execute will come in from C, and with Smokey not being available, especially when he threw that suppression knife,
That works.
oh boy, things will be a lot more difficult for Reckoning Esports, knowing that they've already lost one.
Ready.
And that it was the buy round too. He even had a vandal, and still it was difficult for them to proceed. Here comes the execution, and with Deadly on the prowl, Strix is still strong, taking out Bad Love, and the chaos is still favoring on the side of Team 69. And they're still trying to make their way. Deadly's still alive. He gets one, he gets two. Can he get the other two? He's looking strong. And with the Jet, or should I say Strix, who just got picked out, you still have Emo looking strong, and he gets taken out too. It's Friction versus Rio. Can he defuse this? It's a post plant. Oh, he can get it. Can he click it? Can he click it out? No, he does not. Friction just perfectly timed, perfectly weighted, and he'll go down as well. 6-9. And what's best about this score count is that the team name is 69 and the score count is also 69. The timing is just so good. So I'm just gonna stop it right there. I'm just gonna stop it right there.
It remains to be seen if it's gonna go in their favor though, because looking at the buy available, it is going to be a little bit of a broken buy. There are some players who are forcing rifles here. It is gonna be Smokey and Rio who are opting for a force because next round there will be the Tour de Force as well as the Blade Storm possibly available for the side of these players. So if they buy next round, it's still gonna be okay next round. Either way though, it is going to be a push towards Garas and mid with Smokey, who has already popped his ult ultimate here, trying to hold these players back. Emo getting a headshot onto Deadly. Very precise, very clean shot. It's gonna leave a disadvantage on the A side open here. Meanwhile, though, it does seem to be a garage to see execute as the drone will come through, trying to spot out these players, and Strix will take down Smokey. In the meantime, though, Strix making his way towards Star will be able to take down Pixels. It's gonna be a 3v4 right now. The retake attempt incoming, but it's gonna be a walk-in into B, or are they gonna go A in the end? You really can't tell with these players. And Rio seems to have read the A execute. He is gonna be in heaven. He is the only player with a rifle at hand, so it's gonna come down to what damage he can do here, and that's gonna be Rio getting the first kill. 3v3 right now. Rafa popping his ultimate, trying to see if he can make his way towards shot, clear it out. Rio is not gonna be peeking that because Rio is gonna be really low. A little bit of wallbang damage attempt trying to come in. Friction though in the meantime will take down Badlam, and Rio getting the kill onto Mr. Peeves. It's all down to Rafa, left in a 1v2. No armor to his name, no HP. Does have full HP, but it might not be enough. The recon will spot him, and that's gonna be enough for Rio to get the third kill. 3k for him. Will be able to close the round out, and that's gonna be the 10th round. Double digits for Reckoning Esports, off the back of one rifle and one bulldog, and light armor to boot.
It was a broken buy, but in the end, Reckoning Esports survives. 6-10. 3 more rounds to be qualified for the milestone event. And last time I remember, Reckoning Esports couldn't succeed in the quarterfinals in Level Up Series 2. But they still had another chance on Level Up Series 3, and they want to use it to their full potential. 6-10. Can Reckoning Esports qualify themselves to the milestone event, or will Team C69 push this on Decider's map? Anything can happen on this round, and it always depends on how it's gonna go out. Again, the execute from T69 proceeding in towards the A side. Is this advisable? Everyone is prepped and ready, and so there's the flash from Rafal. The Spectre's in hand. Bad Love taking out Strix even with the Blade Storm. Not looking too good. Not looking too good at all, because they have Smokey. Still survives and shoots, takes out every single player he sees from A long, and it's making the life of T69 even more harder. Here comes the all-round to give them much more information. It is a done-dusted round, because the way how they're proceeding on their executes is going to be even more difficult. And here comes Rio with the final frag. And triple kill for the KO. And just like that, they are so close here. 6-11.
Right here.
And Reckoning Esports, they had to go in for the execute because it was a half buy. I mean, they had Spectres, they even had some certain weapons like the Sheriff, and they said, you know what, it is a sacrificial end in the it is a sacrificial round. We just have to go and get some picks. Unfortunately, it could not, and with Rafal, who did made his best efforts to flash and proceed, that did not work out well.
Scanning ahead.
It is going to be the ultimate coming through from Battle of right now with that chamber toe to force such a deadly gun, and look where he is, pushed his way out all the way towards C-Long, gets a kill onto Mr. Beeves with Friction as Dar for the trade. Sadly though, there is no gun in the hands of Battle of, so even if they wanted to, there's no chance for them to upgrade Rafa to a rifle, but he might be able to pick up Mr. Beeves' rifle, so that is still a win there. Either way though, that's going to be a really important pick that for Battle of, because it shows that there are players towards the C side. A little jump peek from Deadly will in fact show that they are there, and it's going to be Deadly who has to anchor the site right now, with him being pushed by 4 different players. Rafa with that lovely molly trying to clear off this backside. The smoke's coming through as well from Deadly, and the push is coming through, and he will take down Strix here. Rafa will get the trade onto Pixels. Counter paranoia, Smokey getting 2 kills. It's going to come down to just Rafa here. Tries to flash, will get a kill, but Rio's there for the trade, and that's a match point for the side of Reckoning Esports. So close to finishing this 2-0 like I predicted, and so close to qualifying for tomorrow's finals as well as the milestone event. Looking at this roster, they're looking at the economy for them. They're doing phenomenally well. 3 rifles, an operator, as well as a 4th phantom available for them. Meanwhile though, side of Team T69, they're not having a good time at all. They do have friction on a Spectre. They also have the ultimates from Mr. Beeves as well as Emo. The Tour de Force and the Hunter's Fury could be what wins them this round, but either way, they will have to win 6 rounds in a row to try and get into overtime, and I don't know if that's going to be possible for them, as Pixels already gets that first kill onto Strix.
First kill already in favor of RGX, and my goodness, T69 is definitely falling apart, but they still have some fight in them left, so they're not gonna give that up that easily. The paranoia from Pixels. Try to force off players off from Garage, and here comes Mr. Peebs trying to pick out Smoke A from long range, but unfortunately won't be able to find one, and Pixel comes in with yet another kill, followed up with Friction of his trade out. Execute will be on C, but the problem is there's only 3 players left from T69 side, and Reckoning Esports, they are looking so strong, and look at Deadly. He's already he's already gone in for the flank too, and besides the connection from the Sova's dart to give information, still isn't enough. They're still holding their ground. They know what they're doing, but still Mr. Beeps figures out a way to take out Deadly instead while he was going in for the flank. It's actually huge though, which means that they are free to head in towards A, and the help from the shadows is going to be a post plant here. 3v3. This can still be in the favor of Team 69 if they take out the players here. Oh no, not gonna happen because bad luck. We'll definitely take care of that situation. 2v3. The hopes of being qualified for the Milestone event is starting to falter a lot for Team 69, and it's Emo all by himself, and it's just 4 seconds. What can he do? They're all running away, and there you go.
Remaining.
Oh,
Defenders win.
there you go, folks. Reckoning Esports 2-0, and just like Zach predicted, I actually saw a knife there in the end from the Sova. Oh my goodness. Oh, jeez.
I mean,
Oh boy.
I mean,
Anyways,
when you know you
yeah.
have 2 vote, you might as well go in for the knife. You know, it doesn't matter if you die, because even if Smokey did die before the timer ended, there was another teammate of his alive towards the mid and B. So the round would have still gone in Reckoning Esports' favor. There was no time left for the plant to come through from the chamber, who was looking towards mid. A little bit unfortunate. I love the read from Reckoning, because they knew that the from the shadows was available. They knew that they tried to go towards the A side, and once the spike was dropped, that was a GG. Either way, though, that was a nice try coming in from Team 69. They did play some rounds really well. Bind especially, they did a phenomenal job. It was really close, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Reckoning Esports who are the winner of the second semi-final today, and are your second finalists for tomorrow's finals. So today we have Team Sudesh as well as Team Reckoning qualifying. Team Sudesh winning out in a very convincing 2-1 fashion, where the third map was pretty much domination coming in from them with that 13-5 scoreline. The second one, even more of a domination, as Reckoning Esports take it home 2-0. So these are going to be your finalists. They are going to be playing in the best of 5 tomorrow to win this tournament and see who will be the master of the Valorant Level Up Series 3. And yeah, Baba Gusta, what else do you have to say about today's matches?
Well, I mean, I don't know, Zach. I mean, we've already got our qualifiers here. I mean, we have FS Esports, Team Row, Blind Esports, No Gas Esports, and last but not the least, we have our other two teams too. Team Sudesh and Reckoning Esports. We have all 6 teams who will now proceed into the Milestone event. But fear not, we still have our grand finals matchup. We still have Reckoning Esports to go up against Team Sudesh in a best of 5.